beautiful people, it's Hannah here, Hannah Mindful Mother. So just keeping you updated on my progress in my healing journey from a head injury and Crohn's flare. Now it's been a little bit crazy here at the moment. So obviously I'm in my recovering and getting better, but actually for some reason your life has its ups and downs, like I said in my first video. And we've had another trauma in the family. My second son actually had a really bad accident in the week, and he now also has stitches, bless him. Now, as a mum, you do anything for your children, right? You just want to be the person these things have happened to. You just, it's so hard to see your children go through these things. But of course, life, does do this. And the most important thing is that we are there as a constant, absolute, source of pure love for them. They need to feel that you are just there 100%, that you are so strong and calm and peaceful for them. So that brings me on to something I've had to work very hard with my mindfulness and meditation to actually change negative emotions into positive over the last week. Because like I said, when it's your children, it's hard. You just don't want anything bad ever to happen to them. So 2 emotions I'm going to talk about today is worry and guilt. Now in the past, I could have easily said things like, oh, why didn't I make sure that scooter was safe? Because it was an accident with the scooter. Why was he out at that point? All these things, and it could have come across as guilt. I could have been saying, oh, it's my fault. I shouldn't have let you do that. Now, all the guilt does is, first of all, it's so destructive, because if I was feeling guilty and I allowed that guilt to take over, first of all, it's very, very bad for me. So I can't be the mum I want to be because all the energy is going on that guilt. Secondly, it's really, really bad for your children. So it would have been really bad for Dan in that situation if I'd done that, because first of all, they don't want to see you blaming yourself. So what will they do? They will actually find a way to blame themselves in that situation. They will find a way to turn it around so that you can feel better about it. So no, it was my fault because I did this. Now that's the last thing you want your children to do when they're already going through a trauma. You want them to be able to focus on getting better, just to focus on themselves and as much positive energy as possible going on their healing, and you want that to come from you as well. So guilt, it's just so destructive both for you and your children. So I actually have worked on that a lot over the last year, and actually I don't allow guilt to take over anymore. So I was lucky enough to have already done a lot of work on that and realised that it's just not helpful, and to be able to change that very, very quickly. And actually I didn't even go there in the thought process, but I know what I would have done, a couple of years ago, and I know how destructive it is. So didn't do that this time. However, something I have had to work very, very hard on is worry. Now, worry is another emotion that I know can't help your children, because if you're worrying about them, of course, it's natural, but of course I'm worried, that's what you'll think. But if you're worrying about them, then, again, you're actually focusing on your own emotion. So you're focusing all your energy on that worry, and you have no energy left to be the mum you want to be at that point in time. The energy is going on the worry, so you will look stressed, you will be stressed, you will look sad. That's not what you want your children to see. You don't want your children to see that. You don't want them focusing on how you're feeling. You want them to focus on themselves and getting better themselves. And so you have no energy because the energy is all going on the worry. And then, of course, the other thing is they will see that as well. So they will see the worry, and then their energy will be going on you as well, because they'll be almost worried about you, and that's the last thing you want. So you want to be able to change that worry. And I do it through meditation practice and also mindfulness throughout the day, when I remind myself that it's not helpful to worry. Yet, so I change that worry to love. When I feel, oh, my boy, I love him so much, and I'm worried, what I would have said in the past about him, about how he's coping, I will change that to, I know that that's not going to help him, and I am going to just be a pure source, a constant source of pure love for my boy, who I love so much. I'm going to be strong, and I'm going to be peaceful and calm and sensitive, but I am going to be the person he feels secure with. I'm going to be the person that can just give him that love, so that he doesn't need to worry about my emotions, so he can just focus on healing himself. And when you can change that worry to pure love, oh my gosh, you have so much more energy, so you can be the mum you want to be, you can do more for them, and they see that, and you can just be there, and that's all they need. And then in my meditations, I will send the light and the love to him. I will do that throughout my day, of course. And the other thing, of course, as well, is when one of your children has suffered a trauma, your other children need you even more too. Of course they do, because they also take on all this, you know, they would be worried about their sibling as well. But again, try very hard not to let them worry, but to be positive and to say, you know, what can you do for Dan today? You know, how can we help Dan today? And I have to say, my other two children were absolutely amazing in the situation. When it happened, you know, Oliver, my oldest, was so helpful and so mature and looked after my youngest, who's 4, and she was great, and they knew what was going on, and it was just incredible to see. And I was able to be with Dan, who was just the bravest boy. I can't tell you, he was so unbelievably brave. And throughout it, I just held his hand and stroked his hair, and I was just everything. I just tried to be the strong, peaceful, calm, constant source of pure love for my boy. And I know I look like I'm crying now, but I'm not unhappy. I'm happy because I love my children so much. It's pure love coming out of me right now. It's absolute pure love. I love them so much. And when I feel that love, I know everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. And we've had a few traumas in our family over the last month, but honestly, we're coming through it, and Dan is recovering really well now. He had some swelling, and it's still a little bit swollen, but it is going down now, and it's his birthday tomorrow, so I'm really excited that we're gonna, you know, make him a really lovely birthday cake and, you know, wake up and just be together and just have the best day and the best life. Because remember, and I remember this always, love heals all. Love is the most powerful emotion and the best emotion to have. So if you ever feel negative emotion, change it to love. And I have had to work on that a little bit over the last few days with everything that's happened, but I've done it because I know that I want the best for my children, and I want to be the best mummy I can be for them. And I know that means being a constant source of pure love. So guys, that's my latest video in my healing journey, just talking about how it's really important to change those negative emotions to positive, and really to change them to love, and it's all good. Okay, sending so much love and positivity to you guys. I'm sending this love and positivity to my children right now, and please do subscribe if my videos are helping you, because you know, I've learned so much in my journey, so much, and I'm still working at it all the time. But I use this process, using meditation and mindfulness, all the time, and it changes my life every day. It's so powerful, and it really does. It brings so much light into your life, and it makes things so much more positive and happy and productive. And that's what we want. We want the best for our children. So that means, work at how we feel inside ourselves, and then we can be who we want to be for them. Sending so much love, guys. Bye-bye.